So we should finish this up in relatively short order. I have done a bit of reading. And apparently, let's see, we want this one here. Apparently I built my characters wrong. So let me go look real quick. We'll just pick Nid, for example. This is the stat. Armor break. This is the stat you want to max out in order to do well in the final fight. That is a stat I basically ignored because I went for armor and strength. A rookie mistake, apparently. So because I don't want to go back and restart at all, we are going to do something rather unconventional for me. We're gonna go in here. We're going to difficulty, and we're gonna bump this up to easy, just so we can all see the ending to the Banner Saga. Stay that cat. My cat is all out of sorts. We have a storm going through, and my cat does not like storms. She can tell when the weather is gonna change. I don't know if that's like an animal thing, but she knows when something is coming through because she gets very clingy and very wants to be next to me no matter what. So she's in my lap right now. This is my cat Cleo. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and switch this to easy and take the L. The alternative would be to go back and restart from the very beginning, building my characters correctly. There is no way to go back and grind at this point. This is a very linear game. So without having to restart the game, easy is where we're at. Alright? I consider that a failure on my part, but here we are. This does mean, however, that we will actually be going into Banner Saga 2 in relatively short order, because really all we have to do is the Bellower fight, and then I think we're at the end. So, yeah. Shall we get to it? I think we shall. The silence is what you remember. You rise in silence and walk through empty streets. Upon the wall, two armies stand quietly watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today, one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which side we stand. Obviously, I've already read that one point, but I feel like I should read it since it's a new playthrough. Alright, so at this point, it probably does not matter necessarily who we have in, because, well, we're going to be cheesing this. But, all that said, we will throw in our heavy hitters. Five goes to you. Four goes to you. Alright, let's proceed. Now, we've already seen most of this fight once the last time I played, right? We tried this fight 3 times and lost 3 times. So we all kind of know what's going on here. This is Rook. We'll just pop him here. Yeah. What we need to do is break down his armor in short order. But like I said, we turned this down to easy, so this should be no difficult. Or not very difficult, rather. So break the armor. Alright, armor broken. And then some. Yeah, it's like night and day how much easier this is. Which is what I read would happen. Apparently there's a huge leap in difficulty between easy and hard. I mean, easy and normal. Which seems kind of weird. The difficulty scaling seems, like, off. I'm going to pick out these guys, just because. There's really no reason not to, right? So should be able to now peg him with the arrow. So we saw this once before. Alette gets squished, essentially. I'm very disappointed about that. But when we had made the decision between Rook and Alette, we kind of knew going into it, right? It had very much the feeling of, you'll pick the person who's going to follow you to the next game. So now we play again, essentially, without Alette. It should be much easier now. I'm picking these dudes off just because. Oops, not what I wanted. See how much less armor and health he has too. It's kind of crazy. This seems appropriate, right? It seems appropriate that he's landing the last blow here. Story-wise. Alright, that's it. Bellower is last. Alette, no, not her. Where are the menders? Rook, she is beyond their help. Stand up. You're only barely aware of the surrounding chaos as Dredge flee from Varl warriors who push their advantage. Bellower is dead. You are not. We must go. Let me carry Alette to Borsgard. We'll honor her properly. God, that's sad, right? I mean, we decided to go with Alette for the right reasons. She said that she was the better shot, which I agreed. And she said also to Rook that she wanted to be the one to decide what her future was, and she wanted to be the one to do this. We could have been the dutiful father and protected her, but I don't think in the scope of the situation, in the scope of the overall world, in the scope of the overall time period historically, I don't think a Viking father or a Nord father would do that. Like, I think he would want his daughter to live her best life, right? So it is sad that she is dead. I am very actually kind of heartbroken over this. But I think having Rook live is the better story here. Juno was right. With Bellower fallen, the dredge flee the field of battle. You return to Borsgard, but have almost no memory of doing so, aside from image of Alet's still body being carried in Ivor's arms. It looks like we got more game yet. So we should have the time we need to finish the ships. I think you're right. The dredge don't seem interested in us anymore. Since Bellower fell, they've been going their own way. The ravens have been keeping the docks clear. Juno's talking to them about something now. When those long ships are ready, we'll be able to sail all the way to Arborong. With luck, before the darkness shows up here. How far south has it spread? I couldn't say. Hopefully not far. We'll get the prince back to his home, and Hakon has already decided to come with us. There's not much else to go back to. The two look up as you approach. Rook, it's time. Soon we'll be ready to leave Borsgard. Find somewhere safe. One ship is done already. At the docks. I had it prepared for Alet. I'm not ready to see this. Come, Rook. It's time to honor your daughter. God, this is sad. Aw, man. Oh. God, look at Rook. Oh, let's. God, this is sad. Aww. Oh, passing over. Oh man, that's sad. I remember this from the first time I played through, but it doesn't make it any less sad. Damn it, guys. Oh. Oh man, that was something else. Oh, we're getting the credits. I guess Banner Saga 2 picks up right when the ships leave Borsgard. So aside from the fact that I had to lower the difficulty on the Bellower fight, I really enjoyed this game. It was just challenging enough that I felt like I had to pay attention each fight, but not too challenging where I felt like I had to redo things over and over and over again. The Bellower fight was an exception. I feel like there was a very steep ramp up in difficulty at the very last fight, and unless you had built your characters in such a way throughout the game, you would not have overcome the barrier as far as I can tell, which I think is poor design. I feel like it needs to be conveyed either from the beginning how you need to set up your characters, or you need to set up the final fight a bit more forgivingly so that other builds can also complete it. All that said, the music in this game was fantastic. The art in this game was fantastic. And while I do not normally play strategy RPGs, I've only played like a couple, I still really enjoyed the combat here. There are also a lot of characters here that I really felt, I won't say a connection to, but like I really enjoyed them existing in the story. Like Ubin. Ubin was great. I liked his like dry, sarcastic, I've been around the block kids humor. And I also really appreciated the turnabout with, shit, I don't remember, the crazy guy with a twitchy eye and the other one. Where we thought the crazy guy, or the twitchy eye guy was the crazy one when it was really the other guy. I liked that as well. And the RNG aspects of, excuse me, of like, when you're on the overworld and traveling, about how you can get random cards and random events happening was nice too. So overall, great game. Easily 4 stars, I'd say. I think I'll dock it a star for the full 5. If only because of the Bellower fight. This game really made me put myself inside the world and decide how I would react in the world if I were the one who was actually making these decisions, and I really appreciated that. I'm interested to see if there's anything after the credits. That's kind of why we're hanging on here. We do have Banner Saga 2 up next. I have it ready to go. So there'll be just a brief switch over, a brief pause while I switch the games over, so you're not staring at my desktop. Man, a lot of Kickstarter backers, huh? Wow, these are the A's. Can we, like, skip? Oh. Oh, hey, look. Look at this. I can scroll faster. C, D, E, F, G, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, W, X, Y, Z. Oh, that's it. Alright, and we're back at the main screen.